Hello everyone and my simple living ideas. This is just something to help you out with living much more simpler, having opportunity to try new things. That's what I'm doing today. I bought a whole pumpkin, so it's a medium size. I've cut it in half and I'm going to make a 1-pot pumpkin curry, and I'm going to cut all this up into, it says to cut into cubes, peel and cube, so it's actually quite a bit, 3.5 cups, 3.5 cups of peeled and cubed pumpkin. I've got all my other ingredients ready to go, so what I'll do is I'll get this peeled, cubed, measured, and I'll come back. Okay, so we've chopped the pumpkin and it was just on a half pumpkin, and it's 3.5 cups of cube chopped pumpkin and peeled. Now it says it's going to be 15 minutes prep time. It's not, it's probably about 20-25. Cook for 30 minutes, so it's a pretty quick easy recipe. It keeps in the fridge from 3 to 4 days. And the next step is medium size shallot or onion. So I only had onion, so 1 shallot or 1 medium size onion. And also 1 large red pepper, which I'm about to cut up. Small red chilli. I do have some fresh growing in the garden, but they're not ready, so I'm going to use crushed chilli, fresh crushed chilli. That is the next stage. So we have to put that with the ginger and the garlic and the red chilli and the red pepper and the onion into 1.5 tablespoons of coconut oil, and you put the coconut oil, heat it up, and then add those ingredients. So we'll get back to that in a minute. I'll just continue chopping and then I'll take you to the pot. Right, I'm back. So I've done all the cutting and the chopping, and now I'm at the point where I'm melting the coconut oil in the pot, and in here has to go the onion or the shallot, 2 tablespoons of fresh ginger, 2 tablespoons of garlic, and stir for 2 to 3 minutes. So I'll bring you down to the pot so you can see. So there's the oil melted, and I'm just getting that up to temperature. So the medium onion, as I say, I have not done this recipe before, so it's all new. The ginger, fresh chopped ginger. I actually found one I had in the freezer, so I'm using that instead. Otherwise I would have used the crushed ginger. And I didn't have any fresh garlic, so I'm using fresh crushed garlic out of a jar. And this all goes into the coconut oil. And that's great. Now I'm a very rustic cook, so I like my food chunky, and so the ginger is chunky, and so is the onion. Okay, so it says to stir that for 2 to 3 minutes. So we'll just cook that slowly on medium heat for 2 to 3 minutes, and then we add the pepper, the curry paste, and then we stir that for 2 minutes. Now the curry paste for people that live in New Zealand, is from Pack and Save. And that's about $4.59 that jar, and you get about 3 or 4 curries out of it. And it's in the Asian aisle of the supermarket. That way you don't have to make your own paste. It's got all the ingredients in it. Lemongrass, turmeric, garlic, coriander, cumin, spurgeon, salt, ginger, cardamom seed, nutmeg, clove. Oh, it's got everything in it. It's very much a Thai type of flavouring. Jesus is spitting. Thing is, coconut oil does heat up very quickly. Hope everyone's having a great week. This is a very simple one pot recipe, and then on the side of camera you get your rice ready. And that's it basically, people. It's very easy. Okay, so that's probably 2 or 3 minutes at this point. So then we add the red pepper, which I've chopped. 1 big red pepper. It's actually a jumbo pepper. So we add that in. I'll bring you down so you can see how it's going. So that's the red pepper, the onion, the ginger, and the garlic already in there. I think that could be turned down a bit lower. And then we put in the curry paste. So now we put in the curry paste. That is 3 tablespoons of yellow curry paste. Smells divine, guys. So fragrant. You know how Thai cooking is very fragrant? Okay, so we put that in there. For 2 minutes, cook the paste off. You must always cook the curry paste off to get all the flavours. Oh, it's a gorgeous colour. Okay, so I'll just keep stirring this paste in for the next couple of minutes, and then I'll come back and we'll do the rest. Okay, this is the redness of the colour now, as you can see. You also at this point add the chilli. So I'm going to add the 1 red small chilli in now. And then you let that cook for just a little bit, and then you add the chopped pumpkin. Okay, I have added the chilli, I have added the chopped pumpkin, and it's got to cook for another 2 minutes. And then what we can do is add coconut milk, sugar, turmeric, sea salt. Now, the sugar is coconut sugar, and if you don't have that, the other option is to use maple syrup. So I'll just let this cook for a couple of minutes, and then we'll come back and add the coconut milk and see how we go. Alright, now at this time we add the coconut milk. You stir that in with some turmeric. Doing this with one hand. It'll go slow for a little bit and then heat up again. So that was a teaspoon of ground turmeric, 1 can of coconut milk, and I'll just get the coconut sugar in here, which would be 2 tablespoons, but that seems a lot to me, so I'll probably do a little bit less. So I'll see how I go. Right, I have added the coconut milk, the turmeric, a pinch of sea salt, and I have only done 1.5 tablespoons of coconut sugar. I feel it will be too much. So now what we do is we put a lid on this and we simmer. You don't want it to boil. 10 to 15 minutes. So in the meantime, I'll get some rice on and we'll see how it looks. Alright, it's been simmering for about 10-15 minutes, and at this point you check the pumpkin to see if it's nice and soft, so you can stick a knife into it but not break. So that's perfect, because if it breaks then it becomes mushy. Now at this point you can add a green vegetable, something like spinach, silver beet. You could add cauliflower, you could add broccoli, but I don't have any of those. So I've got a few frozen peas in the freezer, so I'm adding them in just to give it some colour and some texture. So we'll mix that in, and then with that goes a squeeze of lemon. So I'll put about that much lemon in because I like mine very bitter. I'll mix this up and then I'll come back and tell you what the flavour's like. So I've just given it a good stir, so that should go for about another 5 minutes, I'd say. 3 to 5 minutes. I'm just going to try it and see what the flavour's like. Gorgeous. I wouldn't have put the 2 tablespoons of sugar or maple syrup in. 1 was plenty. So I'll just let this go for a little bit longer, and then we'll come back and serve it up with some rice. But I think that's perfect. Okay, the peas have cooked through. Lemon juice is through it. It's looking really good actually, and it tastes delicious. And I've got the rice in the cooker. That's almost ready, and we'll be ready to serve very shortly. Okay, we're at the final stages. So there it is. Now it's the dressing up part. So I make my own coconut yogurt. And I'm just going to put a little dash on the top of the curry. And I picked some fresh mint out of the garden. So I'll put some little dash of mint in there. Now, normally they say you can have roasted cashew, or you can have some sort of roasted nut, or dry shallots would be nice. So there it is, everyone. How beautiful is that? Turned out beautifully. I'm just going to toast it, so let's see how that is. Right, time for the big reveal. Time to try it. So a little bit of rice and a little bit of the pumpkin and the yogurt. Well, I'm going back for second, so and with a glass of homemade fresh ginger ale. I hope you enjoyed that little video of making one pot pumpkin curry. Very easy, very simple, very delicious. Don't put as much sugar in. I would actually say probably a dessert spoon of sugar or maple syrup. Anyway, thank you for watching everyone.